Hi guys. So today I'm going to talk about Journey into Mystery, Tales of Asgard, Thunderstrike, Marvel Comics Presents, Incredible Hulk, and Wyatt Wingfoot. So basically I'm going to start off with Journey into Mystery 102. This is from 1964. So in the previous issue, Thor basically had to promise to become a slave to Sarko, who is the Tomorrow Man, in order to save the Earth from his time. So basically he went into the future with Sarko and helped him basically take over that domain. And this of course ends with Thor tricking Sarko and defeating him using his own machine. This issue also has another story called, it's a Tales of Asgard story. It's called Death Comes to Thor, and it's basically about when Thor was 18 years old and he just began to use Mjolnir. He used this to fight the storm giants and King Rugga, who apparently had kidnapped Sif to make a deal with Hela. So Thor basically went to Hela to save Sif, and he actually sacrificed himself for Sif, which made Hela let both of them go because she had a bit of a bleeding heart at this time. So the next issue I'm going to talk about is a Thunderstrike issue. It's Thunderstrike 9, and it's called Bad Blood. So this, of course, is again continuing from previous issue, where he basically made a fool in front of his son, without the son actually knowing it was him. Of course, was Thunderstrike being a big bully kind of thing. Anyway, Thunderstrike decided to go to the Avengers Mansion, or the Avengers headquarters, or whatever it's called now, to get some advice from Captain America. However, Cap wasn't there, so he talked to Pym instead, or Giant Man. He actually got some pretty good advice, and it was basically asked about his personal life, how to, the fact that it was always going to be trouble for him, whether or not he should continue to just be two different identities or not. Anyway, he went home, decided to start buying stuff or whatever for the party, making things ready. He apparently had a party as Eric Masterson at his own home. Anyway, Thunderstrike, one of his guests was actually Bloodaxe in his secret identity. And he basically found his axe. I think it's the executioner's old axe or whatever. Anyway, he found the axe inside a closet at Masterson's. Of course, then he knew that Thunderstrike was Eric Masterson, and then he turned into Bloodaxe, this very powerful, very dangerous character, one who is basically the arch enemy of Thunderstrike at this time anyway. So Bloodaxe and Thunderstrike fights on the top of the building, basically on the roof. And Thunderstrike really fails. I mean, he's beaten very badly. He eventually actually loses consciousness, and then Bloodaxe is missing. He basically leaves. And that basically ends the story. So the next issue I'm going to talk about is Marvel Comics Presents 155. This is the last part of the War Machine storyline called Dying Game. So basically War Machine has realized that the person who is behind all of these high-tech and all the hatred, all that, at least part of it, is Hate-Monger, who apparently is leading the Sons of the Serpents. So War Machine brought Hydra, AIM, and this gang called War Machines over to the warehouse or headquarters or whatever that the Sons of the Serpent had, and then they basically start to fight. So Hydra and AIM basically kills all the Sons of the Serpent around there, and Hate-Monger disappears. The gang, War Machines, they took the high-tech guns for themselves, which of course War Machine wasn't really happy about, but he decided to basically just let things be because, he can't really change them anyway. So moving on now with Incredible Hulk 418. This is called We Are Gathered Here, and as you might realize, this is a wedding issue. Of course, the wedding between Rick Jones and Marlo. In the previous issue, though, there was basically this bachelor issue, where Rick Jones and the guys basically accidentally found a R-rated movie starring Marlo, which of course caused some friction between the pair. Now Rick Jones is basically fighting with Marlo about this movie that he had no idea actually even existed, and eventually Marlo basically just takes off. She goes to the beach, try to think. She actually meets Mephisto. She doesn't know it's Mephisto. She believes it's a dream, and well, actually, it was it might actually have been a dream, to be honest. Anyway, Marlowe basically makes a deal with Mephisto to make Rick okay with the whole situation, and then she wakes up. And now it's the wedding day, and it's a big wedding, obviously. Rick Jones is, of course, a very big character in the among the Avengers at all, really. Captain America and the Hulk are his best men. A lot of people are invited. Actually, even more people that Rick Jones even knew about, and Marlowe for that matter. People like the Wizard or Living Laser, Mr. Hyde, Absorbing Man, Drax, the Kree, and the Skrulls. I mean, everyone is invited, and apparently this is the Impossible Man he's doing, basically. He was a bit pissed off that he wasn't invited to the wedding, so he decided to invite everyone to the wedding. And then, of course, right as this ceremony is about to begin, Mephisto shows up in his fiery glory and basically tells them that Marlowe has sold her soul to him for a day of happiness, and she has had that day. And now her soul is mine. Well, his. Anyway, Hulk doesn't really agree to this. He does what he does, he begins to fight. However, Mephisto basically says that, well, actually, you were the whole reason why I helped Marlowe in the beginning. If you give me your soul instead of hers, well, then she's free, yeah. Hulk had a different idea, so the fight starts, and, well, it actually looks like the Hulk is winning fairly easily. He beats the shit out of Mephisto, and Mephisto decides to basically give up. The thing is that Mephisto's real plan here was to make Hulk's pride grow even bigger, to basically corrupt him, to make him even easier to collect. Which, of course, no one actually knows about besides Mephisto, naturally. So we probably will see this more in the later issues. Anyway, Rick Jones and Marlowe, of course, get married, and happily, yeah. So that day's character is called Wyatt Wingfoot. So he's not exactly a big character. He was introduced in Fantastic Four 50 from 1966. I mean, he's been around in a lot of stories, but he's basically just a sidekick, which is a bit too sad. Hope to see him get a bit bigger character, a bigger role in the whole thing. Anyway, he was born in the Kewaunee Reservation in Oklahoma. Obviously a Native American, as you might see. He's very athletic. He's very smart. He's actually a teacher, I believe, in the Kewaunee Reservation, and apparently he has a very close romantic relationship with She-Hulk. He might even be engaged, maybe anyway. Thank you all for listening. That is all for today, and I hope you all stay safe. Do subscribe if you like this, and stay safe and have a good day.